And then let's move on, because, I mean, 4, there was no big change there from
Wow,
Bender.
4, Suns, Dragon Bender.
No change from Minnesota. I mean, we might have saw Chris Dunn go to the Bulls.
Yep.
But we obviously didn't see that, and I think talks were more serious with Boston from what I've heard. Buddy Hield going to the Pelicans. Ricky loves that.
I'm a Pelicans fan. They're my Western Conference team now.
Denver Nuggets getting Jamal Murray. They needed shooting. Phoenix Suns trading up to get Chris. Obviously, it's going to be tough finding spots for them, but if Chris can go play the 3, then we'll obviously see that
I think we're hoping to see that. I really am excited to see the Suns team because they've got great youth between Booker, Chris, and Bender now. Alex Len as a backup center, it'll be interesting. But again, you've got a ton of young talent. You've got multiple guards. They probably need to go pick up one more backup if they're going to keep them both. If they do a trade, we'll see where that lands out with Brandon Knight. But this is a team that's going to be fun to watch and fun to watch them grow because it's going to take a while for them to find their groove with all these young guys on the court and no true leader out of them. That's one big concern with a team that young. I don't know who's going to stand out. I don't necessarily have a lot of faith in one player right now.
Yeah.
Leadership's the question.
Yeah, there's a lot of leadership questions. And, I mean, it's a very young team. Earl Watson's a very young head coach. And Phoenix isn't known for being the greatest greatest run front office. We'll definitely have to see. I mean, we'll definitely have to see. They took the youngest player.
But they're going to be fun to watch.
They will be. They took the youngest player in the draft the year before, taking Devin Booker, taking the youngest player in this draft as well, taking Dragon Bender. So obviously a lot of youth on that team. They do have Tyson Chandler on a terrible contract, but we'll see what he can do from a veteran standpoint.
God, he just doesn't die.
No.
Tyson Chandler, I'm sorry, I thought Tyson Chandler was washed up like 4 years ago, and he's just putting up boards, putting up points, defense.
That's what
oh
I
my
was going to
God.
say. Dallas, Chicago.
I mean,
and even on the Knicks.
The Knicks too.
Yeah. Like, the dude's just consistent.
But to be honest, I mean, obviously we could have moved Jaylen Brown back, but the top 9 players, I don't have a problem with a single one of those top 9 players. But let's get into these stretches, and I think we could see it at number 10 right away. Thon Maker going to Milwaukee Bucks.
The 23-year-old, 26-year-old, 29-year-old.
The 40-year-old Thon Maker.
We don't know how old this man is because apparently there's rumors coming out that he was in a 2008 high school Australian yearbook where he was supposed to be graduating, and apparently he's 23. We don't know if there's actually any legitimacy, but we'll definitely have to see.
There are a lot of rumors out there draft day about, front offices being like, well, we did a little research, we're a little concerned about the age, and then things got interesting. So it was weird to see the Bucks but take Thon Maker so high up in this draft. I don't see why. Give me the reason why, Sean.
Something that Chad Ford wrote on his grade A mock draft, or I think it was just where he was going through his mock draft and saying the range for these players. He said Thon Maker is the hardest person to judge because he has a range from 10 to 30. I have no idea where he's going to go. Obviously, he hit that high point of 10, and it doesn't make sense for the Bucks. But again, if you look at what the Bucks have done, they obviously love players who are very unique. You look at a guy like Giannis. Thon kind of fits into that same profile of very unique. People don't know what to make of him. Very athletic, but then again, I mean, can he develop a shot? He's got a lot going for him, but then again, that might help.
He dominated a bunch of high schoolers while he was possibly multiple years older than him.
Exactly, but then again, we don't know if he can actually develop on all of his skills at once, or if he's going to be set to develop one skill, and if that's going to hurt his whole development. So I mean, obviously they're taking a chance. Obviously they're taking a chance with a terrible head coach or one of the worst head coach in Jason Kidd.
Yeah,
can't even mold him. There's a lot of questions here with Milwaukee, and I don't think it really fits here.
Well, and it's basically we did the same thing with the Greek Freak. So
I think it was a cocky move. I absolutely think,
It's like, you hit the jackpot with Giannis.
They're just rolling the dice again this year.
They're not the same people, and I think that this is going to be, I'll call it right now, biggest bust of the draft. 5 years down the line, we're saying this is the worst move of the 2016 NBA draft.
I completely disagree with you, but I mean, because if you look at it, you go to number 12, the Atlanta Hawks.
10 will be worse. That Thon Maker will be worse pick than Prince.
I don't think so, because
a worse pick than Papa Giannis.
No, because you have nothing. You have no basis on Papa Giannis. You just don't want to like Thon Maker because everyone else loves him.
I'm just saying he's not going to be.
Prince, we've seen play. He played at Baylor.
He did play at Baylor.
We're a relatively well-known player. He put up decent points,
but physical,
complete stretch.
But the problem is, there's no wow factor to his game. There's nothing that made him a lottery-worthy pick in my mind. And in a lot of the projections out there, he wasn't even close to a lottery pick.
No.
So it's a surprising jump to see him up there. His upside is what? His physical play, the fact that he can come in and be like an impact. You think he has an impact right away? He's more of a complete player at this time?
Here's the thing, and here's the only reason why I think he got picked at 12 was it wasn't the Jazz making the pick. it was the Hawks.
Right.
And you got to think, where did their head coach, under which coaching tree did he come from? Popovich.
Yep.
And the one thing that coaching tree kind of values the most is defense. And this guy, in all draft profiles, has been listed as a versatile defender.
And then you could make the
They could have got him in the second round. I know that.
You can make the argument.
I'm not
also,
saying it's a great pick. I'm just trying to say why they made it.
You could also make the argument too that Ken Batemore might be leaving, so they need to fill that role.
And he can rebound like a motherfucker
but then,
too.
Again, we're talking about stretches here. 21, you go with DeAndre Bembry, who's another wing player.
Another good defender, though.
And another wing player who plays the same position. So I don't know what the Atlanta Hawks are doing here. So I think I don't think Bembry's a stretch because I mocked him at 21 to the Hawks. I think Torian Wallace is a huge stretch, and he could have flipped him and would have been better there. I don't know what the Hawks are doing here. And then 13, you obviously know my opinions on Papagiannis. If you guys want to throw anything out there or any more stats at him, we can do that. But I think that's a complete stretch there too.
No, but
why not?
The one thing
the answer is why not.
I wanted to go back to just the DeAndre Bembry because we don't need to talk about Papagiannis anymore. But the one thing that I can see with him is it's another thing where he's not just a versatile defender. He's a guy, you can play the 3, you can put him at the 2. He can guard multiple positions. You can put him on a point guard, you can put him on a power forward. He will defend almost any position on the court.
Right, but he won't get boards like Prince does.
Yeah, and that's probably why they went with both of them. One gets the boards and defends,
but
one is an offensive
Are they going to be on the court in the same time?
No, one's offensive.
I don't know if they can afford to.
One is a better offensive game. The other is just defense and rebound.
I mean, I'm sure we'll see it, but nah.
Yeah, I don't know. And then another stretch here is Boston at 16. Boston had one of the worst drafts. I mean, drafting Gershon Yazabuli, I'm probably messing that one up too, a power forward from France. And again, you got a lot of late picks here if you're Boston. Take him later. I don't know why you're taking him up here at 16 when there's guys like Wade Baldwin. You need a backup point guard, whether it's for Baldwin, whether it's for Thomas or Bradley, and obviously he's a combo guard here. You can play point guard or shooting guard. You got Henry Ellison. You need a stretch 4. I mean, maybe
the
Gershon.
List goes on. You can literally name like the next 5 picks and be like, why not?
Maybe Gershon. Maybe they like the appeal that he will be a drafted stash, so they don't have to worry about his development. So maybe I can see that from there. But then again. Trade back. You don't need to make that pick there. You can trade back and get more value. I don't understand what Danny Ainge did.
This is not, though, and the one thing I'm going to throw out there, this is not, and I know you're a Patriots fan, so you're mostly known for this. This isn't the NFL. This isn't where you trade back, get more picks. This is
a team that has way too many picks already.
And this is one where they could have said, like you said, fuck it, let's take him. If he doesn't come over, we've got him. Kind of like I know it's not the exact pick number, but like a Bulls with Nico, where it's like, we'll take him. He can go play overseas, and then we'll get him when we've got everything figured out. And LeBron is closer to the end.
See, I would say though you can find some team that really wants a guy like Henry Ellison. You can get a guy that really wants a team that really wants a guy like Wade Baldwin or Malik Beasley or a DeAndre Bembry that will trade up a future draft pick. You don't need a draft pick right now. You don't need value right now. Just get something that from a guy that you can get later on with your draft pick if you love him so much.
And the other thing is, why not package some of the later picks to move up to actually get some talent? I mean,
more what I'm
they could have
surprised
condensed their picks down to get more value out of them, and then traded a package of those picks for an established player to get them in the playoffs.
You draft
deeper.
You draft Jaylen Brown. You see Marquise Chris is available at 8. Maybe you make a package deal with the Kings.
Well, we didn't even mention. I know this is kind of adding more picks onto it, but Boston had a deal on the table that it was them to basically say yes or no, where it was Noel, the 24, 26, and then Covington just for the third. They could have said yes to that, but they didn't. And that's another deal that they could have just taken, but it's adding picks. It's not taking 2 and giving it and getting 1 back.
Let's trade 7 picks for these 2 picks, and then oh my god!
And then looking at more stretches here. I mean, it's really hard to find after the Wade Baldwin one because other than that, I would say Karras should have been a second round pick.
We talked about we talked about his
Karras.
injury concerns, but he's got upside.
I'm going to say Pascal instead of Scal.
That was going to be my next guy.
That's it. Like, that's the one.
Pascal Siakam from New Mexico State stretch there.
And you want to know what's the funniest part? The 2 best teams with the best record, home runs. Dejounte Murray to the Spurs and then Damian Jones to the Warriors.
You don't say well-run organizations
great,
seem to
greatly
understand
run
what to
organizations.
But then again, you can make the argument that the 76ers...
76ers was interesting. They took 2 shooting guards, pretty much back-to-back picks, and it's a question of... Okay, so Luawu is gonna come over here now, and are we gonna what are we gonna do? I mean, that seems like an interesting. Are they going to both get play over same time?
Well, because Furkan's got a buyout, right?
He's got a buyout, which isn't too expensive, but at the same time.
I think they said, what, $9 million?
No, it's like $2 million.
Okay.
His current contract's under $1 million. The buyout's only like 2 point something. But at the same time, the 76ers org is cheap as shit, so they might just wait.